Now we're going to start worrying about what if our data is multiple lines and it's very consistent. So that's why I'm saying using a while loop to read simple data continually. We've gone over loops. We've gone over how to read in data and all that stuff. So a lot of this, frankly, I'm going to skip because the setup's exactly the same. But now we're getting into the while loop. There's several ways of doing this. I want to make sure this is perfectly clear. This, what's highlighted in the green, could also be, frankly, the bit where it is good to see if our connection to the file is still good to go. And then I would move that in file down and grab the information. I could do that. Or I could also do it this way, where it's going to keep going, and then as soon as in file is done reading, it's going to stop that loop anyway. And that's, hey, we were done anyway. So you are going to see this done in multiple ways. So I just wanted to warn you about that. This is the way I teach it and prefer it, but hey, whatever. Again, you have multiple options. But again, this will work if the data is consistent. Now, by the way, notice the data itself is actually different in all the values, but all of them are integers. That's just fine. All of them are on different lines. That's just fine. So we can use loops to start, understanding and gathering information as long as it is a pattern. And we're going to use patterns in files to our advantage. Here is another example. In this one, the data file, you're first going to kind of look at it and go, oh man, the data doesn't have a pattern. And actually it does. All of those are sentences. Notice I'm not trying to break them up into little pieces here. I'm just going to grab the sentences. These are comments about me. Fine. Each of those are considered a sentence. So what I'm going to do is the exact same thing as I would have done the previous, but my overall gathering of the data is going to be different because I'm gathering a line. And you and I have been through that already a couple of times. Okay? Same type of while loop, same spot. I could do the is good here, but instead personally use the get line, and then when it's done, it moves out of there and gets out of there pretty fast. That's what I can use for reading in a file of sentences that, hey, if I want to break up the sentences later, fantastic. I can do it later. I could store them somewhere. Matter of fact, we'll talk about that here in a second, but we can do other things with it. I'm just trying to read in the suckers for right now. That's all we're after.